The single most important thing you can do to extend the life of your central HVAC system is to change your furnace filter on a regular schedule. Central HVAC systems can last up to 20 years if they are properly maintained, but many systems don't quite reach that lifespan. And a big reason for that is homeowners forgetting to change their air filters. Air restriction from a dirty filter can cause a myriad of problems. Furnace filters are made so air can pass through them. When filters become clogged with dirt and debris, airflow is blocked, and when the furnace can't breathe, its parts can overheat and fail. Running an AC with a dirty filter risks overheating the compressor. This is the heart of the air conditioner, and its failure often means the entire outdoor condenser needs to be replaced. Most HVAC contractors will recommend replacing the indoor evaporator coil with the new condenser. Running a furnace with a dirty filter risks overheating the heat exchanger and causing it to expand and crack. A cracked heat exchanger will leak dangerous carbon monoxide gas into your home, and it needs to be addressed right away. A cracked heat exchanger is normally the end of a furnace. While heat exchangers can be replaced, they are often not worth the expense, and most contractors will advise installing a brand new unit instead. If the furnace is under 10 years old, the heat exchanger might still be under warranty, so it's a good idea to check your paperwork before deciding. This isn't meant to scare you. Carbon monoxide is a normal byproduct of combustion. As long as your furnace is vented properly, you are safe from exposure. However, unexpected breakdowns can happen, even if you change your filter regularly. Carbon monoxide is odorless, colorless, and tasteless. Make sure you always have a functional carbon monoxide detector in your home. These detectors typically last between 5 and 7 years before they need replacement. That's a lot of damage from forgetting to change your air filter. Forgetting it once is unlikely to cause one of the big problems we just discussed. But if you regularly run your HVAC system with a dirty filter, you'll have a breakdown sooner or later. So, how do you change your filter? And what kind of filters should you use? If you've never been in a home with a central furnace, you might not have any experience with furnace filters. To change your filter, the first thing you need to do is turn your furnace off. Never change the filter while the furnace is running. The entire purpose of the air filter is to protect the furnace fan and other internal parts from dirt, dust, and dander in the air. Furnace filters help remove some of that from the air you breathe, but that is not the filter's primary function. You can turn the furnace off at the thermostat or the service switch. This switch looks like a light switch and is installed for service work and maintenance. If you use this switch, just don't forget to turn it back on when you're done. Next, locate the filter boot connected to the service. This piece is made of metal and is called the return air duct. The bottom portion of this piece of duct is where the filter is. Depending on the type of filter boot you have, it is either accessible from the top or the side. Remove the cover and you will see the furnace filter. When you take the filter out to look at it, you will see there is a little arrow on the filter that says airflow and is pointing toward the furnace. Every time you install a filter, make sure this arrow is pointing toward the furnace. The biggest reason for this arrow is so you don't accidentally put the furnace filter in backward after you check it. If that happens, all the dirt will flow directly into the furnace fan and clog it up. If you hold the filter up to the light and you can't see much light pass through, that's a sign that air can't pass through either. It needs to be replaced. Now, what kind of filter should you buy? If your furnace takes 1-inch filters, you should buy the cheap ones at your local home and hardware store. They actually do a better job at allowing airflow than the more expensive ones with thicker pleats do. In fact, if the 1-inch filters are too thick, they could potentially overheat the furnace as well. Use your judgment when comparing filters in the store. Feel the thickness of each filter and choose one on the thinner side. Here are a couple of good 1-inch filter choices that allow adequate airflow. This is a fiberglass filter. It is the cheapest option available and will catch most dirt and dust particles, though not quite as well as a pleated filter. This filter is the cheapest available pleated filter. Most HVAC technicians will recommend a filter like this. The material is thin enough to allow good airflow while stopping finer particle matter. Filters like these cost around $4 USD. If you see pleated filters in the $15 range, these are likely too restrictive for your HVAC system. These 1-inch filters need to be checked and changed once a month. In homes with minimal traffic and no pets or children, you might get 2 or 3 months out of them, but always check them monthly. If your furnace takes 4 or 5-inch filters, you only need to change them every 9 to 12 months. These filters are a bit more expensive, but they do a better job removing dust and dander from the air. These filters are all pretty uniform between brands, but you will likely need to order them online or from your local HVAC company. And that's all you need to do to check and change your furnace filter. The biggest challenge is remembering to do it. A good tip is to set a notification on your phone or calendar to give you a reminder. Furnace filters tend to be forgotten more in the summer than they do in the winter. Your central air conditioner uses the furnace fan to circulate air through your home's ductwork. So just because you're not using your furnace in the summer doesn't mean the air filter isn't needed. We also have a free cheat sheet with 28 tricks that can help you save on your electricity, heating, or cooling bill each month. Click the link in the description to download.